I couldn't find any useful clues, let alone my sister, and the guy's phone call was just a total joke. He had no clue who Shiyin's supposed sister was, and when he saw Shiyin, he pointed at Shoyu and Gui, getting ready to flex his muscles, but accidentally grabbed the car keys instead. She went to the parking lot to search for the car. Shiyin got lucky, found it soon, parked beside it, and waited for the owner. After a short wait, the owner arrived and drove off. Shiyin didn't know the man inside was fighting the guy. Total chaos. The guy in the car was overwhelmed by the gift he got. Turns out the guy was a total loser, almost losing his tools over this. Now he wants the gun and cash back. How silly. But seriously, who's giving money back? They were in an intense showdown while Shiyin decided to give the guy a ring. She directly asked if he'd captured the girl lately and where she was. He thought they were bargaining. Hilarious. Subtitle, he asked if Shiyin had the cash. Shiyin retorted, her. Where's my sister? The guy wasn't even phased, thinking she couldn't find her sister. He started throwing shade at her. Suddenly Shiyin hit the gas, bam. Knocked him dizzy, then got out, grabbed the zapper, and gave him a close shock. When he came to again, Shiyin was already seated on his back, with a rope ready to give him a taste of his own medicine. She made him drive, and he was like, dude, you got the wrong guy. My sis isn't even with me anymore. Pure hilarity here. Shiyin flew into a rage on hearing this. After much effort, she found her sister wasn't with him and went for the KO. Gas stumped and the gas slamming into a nearby barrel, sending poor Shiyin crashing into it. When she came to, the guy was already on the offensive, but she held her ground and tightened that rope again. The guy wasn't backing down, pulled a knife on her, and suddenly, they were fighting outside the car. What a wild brawl. The guy had a slight advantage due to size, but in a long fight, no way he could keep up with a champion like Shiyin. Shiyin hopped back in the car, using her space advantage, and with a few quick moves, she broke his hand. Talk about skill. Then, following a dazzling flip, she knocked him out cold and stuffed him into the trunk. After getting off, she called the men's phone. Her boss brother answered, thinking it was him, and told him not to interfere. Leaving her utterly confused, Shiyin followed the lead from the number and zoomed off to find the guy. When she arrived, the woman at the door asked who she was looking for. Eyes locked on that hairpin on her head, Shiyin didn't hold. After taking care of the woman, she zapped the guy on the side and followed her lead straight to her big boss brother. When the man saw Shiyin, the woman next to him said, "This is Huey's sister." Shiyin asked, "Where did you sell my sister?" The guy realized this was serious, slowly got up, and hurled an ashtray at Shiyin. But he couldn't win at all, got flung away, and Shiyin slid, grabbed his hair to attack fiercely. Just then, the guy snatched up a pair of scissors and lunged at her only for it to hit her back. Talk about a nail-biter. First Shiyin countered, smashing him around effortlessly, executing a flawless 360-degree twist that broke his hand. Then, she yanked him down and delivered a vicious kick, leaving him totally incapacitated, a classic move. The guy quickly urged the nearby woman to tell Shiyin where Huey was, saying that she had Huey call for help, but nobody picked up. Subtitles, Huey called Lucky Supermarket, a number she remembered. The voice was old, but the kidnapper was young. When Shiyin found out they had just left a few hours ago, she wasted no time in putting the guy out again. The woman quickly noted down the guy's contact info, while Shiyin jumped in her car, racing toward the location. However, on the way, the man in the trunk woke up, so Shiyin drove straight to a gas station. Upon opening the trunk, she found the duct tape on his mouth was off, and he started begging, saying he had trusted him first. But his pleading was just a ruse. He was stalling for time, while his hands were slowly trying to untie the rope. Of course, his plot backfired big time. As he tried to attack Shiyin, she read him like a book, grabbing the trunk and smashing it down on him hard. She kept at it until he retreated, then slammed the trunk shut. She then drove the car straight ahead and crashed right into the pile of goods behind. The guy inside was in pain, mashing his mouth shut until she crashed the whole trunk open, leaving him no time to escape. Shiyin knew that letting him out would mean more fighting, and she needed to save her strength. So, she drove off. She headed to Lucky Supermarket, but arrived to find the woman inside was a little too unusual. She asked if the number on the piece of paper was theirs, and after confirming, Shiyin inquired if she got a call last night. The woman looked utterly confused, and Shiyin had to fight to clarify. Shiyin, all muscular and tough, had to ask if she knew about Huey, but the woman was still totally clueless. She called her husband to ask if had got calls last night, as Huey's sister sought her. When the old man showed up, he was obviously shaken, and the woman beside him totally lost it. She never imagined this man in front of her could do such a thing, and he began recalling the past events like a movie reel right in his head. Years ago, he saw Anhui shopping at the supermarket and took the chance to test the waters. When she didn't resist, he straight up assaulted her in the store. After that, Anhui memorized the supermarket's number, and now Shiyin was on the edge of rage. She was struggling to comprehend what her sister had been through while the woman next to her vented and made a quick exit. But Shiyin wouldn't let him go. She broke his finger, dragged him to the door, and slammed it to pure bliss. She demanded to know where Anhui was, and the guy finally admitted, "I got a call last night from some woman, thought it was Anhui teaming up with someone to extort me. So, what do you think? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you next time."